next problem is pretty easy and interesting too. See, what's given to me is for a sequence Tn, Sn formula is given. What I get here is I get the sum of the first term if I put n is equal to 1 here, and if I put n is equal to 2, what I get is sum of first two terms, alright, T1 plus T2. Alright, so let's say, anyway, we'll solve this first and try to understand with another simple example also. Let's say given to me is Sn, which is n over n plus 1, and when I know that he's talking about find the first three terms, alright. So if I take n is equal to 1, what am I getting is S1, which is 1 over 1 plus 1, which is 1 over 2, which is this. It is like 1 over 2. I got T1 is equal to half, alright, sum of the first term. But it's nothing but there are no two terms, one guy, the first guy, so S1 is the first term itself. Now, when I say S2, what am I getting is like 2 over 2 plus 1, which is like 2 over 3. This is nothing but T1 plus T2, right? That is nothing but what I have is 2 over 3, alright? That's it. So when I talk about S3, what am I getting? S3 is like 3 over 3 plus 1, which is like 3 over 4, which is nothing but T1. 3 over 4 is like T1 plus T2 plus T3. Okay, now keep this in mind. Now come back with how do we find the T1 and T2 and T3? Look at that. From there, S1 is nothing but T1, isn't it? And S2 is nothing but T1 plus T2. If I subtract this, okay, if I subtract, let's say S1 from S2, let's say S1, which is like T1, I'm subtracting this. What I get is S2 minus S1. On the right hand side goes like T1 plus T2 minus T1, so that goes off, right? So what I get is T2. I get the second term. Yes, so what is S2 given to me? S2 is nothing but 2 over 3. S2 is 2 over 3 and S1 is half. If I subtract these two guys, what I get is T2. And from here I can see S1 is nothing but T1. It means I got T1 already. Right? So in this case, T1 is nothing but half. T2 we can get like this by subtracting these two. So T2 would be 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. The LCM would be 6. That goes like how much? 2 into 2. That goes like 4 minus into 3. That is 3. That is 1 over 6. So we get T2 is to be 1 over 6. Got it. Now how will I get T3 in this case? Let me subtract these two guys. Alright. So when I subtract these two guys, S3 minus S2. What am I doing is, what is S3 here in this case? It is nothing but T1 plus T2 plus T3 minus S2 is given as T1 plus T2. That's what you have, isn't it? But I know from the formula I got S3's value to be 3 over 4 and S2's value to be 2 over 3. Okay, on this side I can see T1 plus T2 plus T3, right, minus T1 minus T2. Good enough. So that goes off, that goes off. What you get is T3. That is the third term. Alright, what happens here? 12 is the LCM and that goes like times 3 is 9 minus times 4, which is like 8. 9 minus like 1 over 12 is nothing but T3. That's it. So we got T3 to be 1 over 12. So that's how it works. Very simple. Well guys, we know another formula where we can use directly and solve this. We know that Sn minus of Sn minus 1 is nothing but Tn. That is the formula we're talking about. If you want to find the first term, how can you work it out? Tn is like Sn minus 1, isn't it? So if you want to write 1 here, it goes like 1 and you get S of 1 minus of S1 minus 1. S of 0 is not there, existing there. So it's talking about T1 is equal to S1. That's it. So what is the first term? First term is nothing but S1. So we got the value of S1 to be half. So T1 is nothing but half. We got this guy. See, look at that. That is half. So how do you find T2? Just try substituting n is equal to 2 in this case, or you can write Tn is equal to Sn minus 1. So here if you write T2, what do you get? Is like S2 minus S2 minus 1. So that goes like T2. So I'm looking for second term is S2. What is S2? Is 2 over 3 minus this 2 minus 1 is S1, right? So that is S1. So we can substitute that. 2 over 3 minus S1 is half. So that's anyway like 1 over 6. We got this guy. Look at that. That is 1 over 6. So to find the third term, find T3, right? S3 minus S3 S3 minus 1. That's it. So it goes like S3 minus S2. All right. What is S3? We know S3 is 3 over 4. We found that out, right? Minus S2 is like 2 over 3. You simplify this guy, you should get the third term. So these are the two ways you can do it. The previous method was to understand in detail what it is, or you can use the formula directly and find any term given to you if you know what is the SN formula given to you. That's all about it.